Hey Jackie, welcome to Kiev. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I'm not that jet-lagged, so it feels good.
Okay, well, without a long introduction, I want to ask the thing everyone wants to know. What's actually going on with your team?
I usually like to be brutally honest, and I don't think I can really answer this question fully, so I'd rather not answer it partially. Yeah.
Okay, according to official statement, you made it just to improve your shot calls, improve your communication and stuff. What's staying behind these words?
Like I said, I'm not going to answer any questions shortly. I usually answer my questions very in detail, and I don't think I can do it for this one without making people look bad, and I'd rather not do that to anyone on my team.
Okay, I got it. Let's talk a bit about the SEA region. Recently, Musha said that Fnatic isn't actually SEA team because they are just two players from this region. Do you agree with that? What's your thoughts?
Did he say that?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, right. I mean, sure. I don't know. I don't really care. Like, yeah, or like it doesn't really change how we view ourselves and how we play. Like we just wanna improve our Dota and win. Yeah, it's not like every day we call ourselves a C team or something.
So can you say that this region thing just doesn't affect your play style at all?
Oh, it definitely does. But I don't know. It's not something I actively think about. Like the pubs are different. Like that already. Like most of the time you spend is actually in the pubs. That's probably where most of your Dota is played, and more than scrims usually. So it definitely does change how you play. Like if I was playing pubs in a different region, I'll probably be slightly different.
What's your favorite region to play pub at?
Europe.
Why?
I think I like China and Europe the most. I think there's the most skilled regions. However, I can't speak Chinese in China, so it's very frustrating. Yeah, like usually when I lived in Toronto, I still primarily played Europe, even though I was lagging a bit more.
Interesting thing. Some players, they're famous with, I don't know, their achievements, their UTI victories. Some players are famous with the way they play Meepo, for example. But you are mostly famous with your personality, with the way you are. Are you enjoying it, or you'd prefer to see people judging you by your game, by your achievements?
A long time ago, I wanted people to judge me solely on my achievements, even though I usually step into things that that don't like they might or they might not have anything to really do with me, but like if it's something I consider wrong, I would usually step in. So that made it so that my personality gets a judge. Nowadays, I don't really care what they really judge me on. I stopped reading Reddit about any people. I only read it based on mechanics or like something funny. So I try not to look at judges that much anymore. I don't think it really matters in the long run.
There is a community of fans, just community of people, Dota community, but there is also a professional community, like other players, I don't know, maybe managers, owners of clubs. You don't care about them also? About their opinion? Because it can affect your career.
I mean, back when I first started playing, up until probably now, I never cared about anyone's opinion, really. Like, I only cared, like, I cared about people's opinion, but like, I didn't really judge. I never really was like, oh, that guy's like the boss of whatever, and like, this guy's a Redditor, like, whose opinion is more important. Like, I actually never view like that. I viewed everyone as like kind of equals, except my teammates or like people close to me. I mean, it also depends what they're talking about, right? Like, if they're, like, if an owner is talking about like business or like, then I will listen to that more than like a Redditor, you know. But I never like was like, oh, this guy's just better than the other guy. Like, I value everyone's opinion equally, and like my outbursts and my rage is like, I didn't really care who it really was. Like even if it damaged my reputation, like a lot of the things I did were not good for me. Like, but like if I thought it was like the right thing to do, like I just have the urge to do it. I think nowadays that urge is like still there, but I wouldn't really act on it anymore because like it really hurts the people near me. and yeah, like before, like I felt like justice, like overall, was like the right thing, but now I don't know anymore. I feel like it's like justice is not real defined like properly, and I just do what's best for me and the people around me.
From your point of view, who do you rather play with? A really nice guy, but who's not the best on his position, for example, or extremely good Dota player, but who's, you know, toxic and stuff?
I think it really depends on the team as a whole. Like,
so you need balance between cool guys and skilled players, or?
Yeah, the balance is not really that well defined, but like if you have two toxic teammates, at the same time they're both really toxic. Like as long as they don't like group up into like their own like corner and like they become toxic together, then it might be okay. If they argue against each other, it actually might be fine. They just can't destroy the team. Like they, you know, like they can't like make the team like separate. Then maybe it's okay. Obviously, you prefer not having that ego. It's hard. I can't just pick one or the other. Like it depends on not just what they're good at. I mean, how good they are in Dota, but like what they're good at in the Dota itself. Like people are good at different things in Dota. Like for me, like I'm really good at movement and like understanding like team movements and team like what the team needs and gold and like how items should be bought and your timings. Whereas like some players are not good at that at all, and they're much better at like individual stuff. Some players are good at both, but you know, it might not be as, you know, some people are actually really good at both. You know, it's very rare, but there are some. But like even if you're good at like individual stuff, like there are some individual stuff you're good at and some individual stuff you're not good at. So you have to really find the balance.
Everyone's talking about team chemistry. That's super important. Do you think that it's impossible to create this chemistry between any players, or you need to find the right ones?
You definitely need to find the right ones. It's very hard. Like there are teams that like usually the better player is just gonna win. But like there are situations where if you don't like form a really good team, like for example, you look at a player like NoTail, who's probably like one of the greatest players of all time in this game. Like you can see him like performing extremely bad and extremely good, and it's like very based on like how the team chemistry is working. It's also based on like strategy, right? Like he's good at a lot of things, but like some things he might be really bad at. And like if for some reason in one game in particular, like things don't go the way he wants, then like he could start performing bad. Of course, he won many tournaments, like very, very important tournaments. So like you should judge him based on that. But you have to look at like for my example personally, I played of a Universal TZ Puppy Pod, and that was probably the worst team I ever played on. It was probably worse than a team I played on with a Ryzen Zizo. Like when I first started playing, I bet that team would actually not even win the TI qualifiers. So, and you know those are some of the best players ever. So you have to really look into it.
I wish we could talk about it more, but we're short on time. So my last question is, why it was Jidong, the guy you showed to your parents as an example of professional gamer?
I mean, back then, the only game that could be played professionally was Dota. I mean, sorry, was StarCraft and Warcraft. I think, yeah, Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 1. And I really like Jaron, and I told my mom, you know, like this is the guy, like I'm gonna be this guy. You know, like I think it's possible in Dota, and yeah, I just kind of understood like where Dota was gonna go and like how gaming was gonna go. I just knew it was gonna be the future. I had absolute confidence in myself and in the scene. So like for them, like it was just very weird talking to me, right? Because like for me, it's like for me it was a 0% chance I wasn't gonna make it. Like I knew I was gonna make it, and then for them it was like I've never heard of anyone doing this. So it's just a very tough.
It was an important question for me because Jidong was kind of my first ever esport idol or something as well. So anyway, thank you for the interview and good luck at the tournament.